Paul, it's been a difficult afternoon. I think after a fairly reasonable start in that game, Kings Lynn have really pulled away in the second half and depart with a 4-0 victory under their belts. And I can see the disappointment in your face. That's you found out stuff about your team this afternoon which has disappointed you.
Yeah, the way we folded really. That was the big disappointment. We didn't take our opportunities early on, which I thought we started well. I thought we started the first 15 well. We were on the front foot. We caused them a lot of problems. I think we should do better with a few opportunities we had. But I felt we allowed them to grow into the game. I felt we allowed them to get the ball into their front too easily. I didn't think there was enough protection from our midfield to stop that. I felt some of the service into Bliss wasn't great. And he's fighting a lot of balls. But like you say, I think it was the first goal in an hour. So it does change your mindset of where the game's going to go. But some of the goals there were, I was saying only last week we were solid without being spectacular. Today we weren't solid and we were far from spectacular. So a lot of thinking to do, a lot of work to do. Do we have to change it up? Do we have to change the system? Probably looks that way. Bliss was probably isolated too much, and we may need to look at changing the system because it's we're not creating enough goal scoring chances, or we're not taking enough of the opportunities we get because it's a completely different game should we take the lead.
The first goal today was going to be really, really important, as it is in virtually every game, but there was a little bit of doubt over that goal. I know there was an assistant flag raised on this side which went back down again and he consulted the referee. Any word?
Yeah, it wasn't offside. Brownie's cleared the ball and it's come off Liam Nolan and bounced to their player. Now that's from where the linesman is. He just sees the ball go forward again. He went over to the ref and it was the right call. It's come off our player and landed at their lad's feet, who's put it away with a good finish. There was little bits that never went our way in terms of decisions and stuff like that. But I'm not going to moan about that type of thing. Our own decision making was what cost us today, and I need to have a look at a few things, a few players, and we're into the season now. It's up and moving, and we don't want it to be the pattern that it has been the last couple of games, because that's obviously not going to be good. So we need to have a little look at things and weigh things up and probably shake it up a little bit as best we can if we can.
Sure. I mean, you, exactly the words you used there. And you said, if we can and as best we can. Your options are limited a bit at the moment by, the unavailability of some of the players. I know Brendan Daniels has come back today, but that continued absence of Jason Oswell means that Nathan Bliss is having to bear a lot of the workload up front, isn't he?
Yeah, and when I don't think we're getting close enough to him at times. Some of the ball into him is good at times, it's not so good at times, but the support, he's having touch, and the support's not there. Players aren't realising when they need to release from midfield and go. So it's work to do, work we have been doing, things we have been speaking about, but like I say, just decision making and being brave will always be your undoing. If you're not making good decisions and you're not brave. We work a good bit of play out on both sides of the pitch, we pass it, and then you just after that little bit of bravery to take a step forward, but instead, especially when in adversity, we're going back and then we're going back, and that's something, like I say, will a formation change help that, or is it purely down to personnel? So like I say, a lot of thinking, and we'll be doing that over the next couple of days.
So I know you were satisfied with the first couple of games, you know, with a 4-point return from that one. Obviously the last two results clearly are disappointing to you, but you know, you've got a week now ahead of a game against Southport to prepare, so just all efforts on that.
Of course, that's all it is. It's always that way. You know, 2 training sessions, a full week to prepare, and a big weekend coming up where we've, like you say, for an hour, you know, they were growing stronger. I felt their subs were obviously, you know, of big benefit to them, which is why they've got good strength in depth. But you know, as I say, a week to prepare, to look at things and to weigh it all up.
Okay, Paul. I think that's somebody's phone that's been left in here rather than somebody desperately trying to get hold of you. Although, you know, if it is, you know, some expensive player on the phone, I don't suppose you want to turn it down.
No.
Okay. Thanks for your time, Paul.